Time for the Bobby Bones Post Show. Here's your host, Bobby Bones.
Hello, everybody. Amy, what'd you do last night?
Oh, I watched an episode of Slow Horses.
Yes, awesome, huh? Where are you? What season?
Season 2, episode 2.
And I would never recommend anybody pay for Apple Plus, because that's a service, that's a fee, right?
Yeah, but there's good stuff on there.
There is, but there's not enough that I think I would recommend the service.
I got it for Ted Lasso, and I never got rid of it.
I know.
That's kind of how I have it.
I think that's how I have it, not Ted Lasso. Maybe Ted Lasso. Yeah, maybe Ted Lasso. That's the first show I think ever. And I would watch that on iTunes.
Oh, really?
Season 1, I would download them and watch them. I'm acting like it was the 90s. It wasn't. But I think I would watch it on my phone. The first, yeah. And I don't think that they're making enough content to recommend that as a service. But they do. When they nail it, they nail it. They do some good stuff. So
yeah, Shrinking always pops up for me, but I haven't watched that yet.
You'll love it.
Yeah, I've
you
heard
need to watch that.
That's something
It's Ted Lasso-ish.
Oh, really?
Same writers.
Not goofy, but kind of funny.
Kind of heavy, too.
Kind of funny, yes. Heavy, poignant, makes you feel. There's a lot of feeling. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. And
is that done?
I don't know.
You can watch the whole thing?
I have no idea.
Oh, you can watch. There's more than one season now.
Okay.
I don't know how many seasons there are. Mike, maybe you can help me with that. But you will like it, Amy.
I think, Shrinking. It's on my list, but I am still trying. I mean, Slow Horses, I'm moving slow on that.
Is that a joke?
No, it's just.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
two
it's
seasons.
just facts.
Two is coming out right now.
So season 1 you'll love.
Okay.
Slow Horses.
Slow.
Why are you guys saying it like that?
Because I kept saying the wrong name of it. I would say Faster Horses. The
No,
music festival.
Slow Horses. And they work at Slow House.
Slough House.
Oh. Okay,
So is it pronounced Slough Horses?
It's Slow Horses.
Okay.
Slough House? That's why in my closed caption it says Slough. I thought that my closed caption was just doing their accent. Like they were saying slow, but it was going slow.
I don't think I'm missing anything.
And then,
Definitely could be, but I think it's called Slow Horses, and they work in Slough House.
okay, this is very helpful. And
That's
I get confused on the woman that runs it if like they're saying ma'am or that's their mom.
Same thing.
Because I thought that one guy
She
was.
would say ma'am, but it was mom. Yeah, same thing.
And I was like, wait, whoa. Plot twist. Is that her son? Or was he saying ma'am, but mum?
And it's man. Mum.
Mum.
Yeah, it's a British accent.
Yeah,
But we keep closed caption on. It's a spy series. It's amazing.
good.
It's amazing. It's called Slow Horses. It's named after the nickname given to the disgraced MI5 agents who are sent to the Slough House.
Okay.
So so what happens is if they aren't great at being agents, they get sent to basically the JV. And I think there are 4 seasons. We watched all 4 of the seasons. There's only 6 episodes a season. They are so good.
And this is on Apple Plus?
Mm-hmm.
Is Apple British?
No.
No.
As
Steve Jobs?
a brand, American-based.
Like
Yeah.
Apple TV?
Make their
I feel
phones
like
in China?
there are a lot of British shows on Apple Plus.
Wozniak?
I think we are in a bit of
Apple iPhone?
British. A lot of the British creators and writers are kind of having a moment right now,
Oh, okay.
and they're making really great television shows.
Okay.
Because we've watched a few, not all on Apple Plus, but like British shows or English shows, or even like Australian, which is not Europe, but it just feels like it is because
Kind of sounds the
they
same.
talk funny and yeah.
Isn't that where it's like the British, like they would send, it was like a prison for British people?
Australia
Yeah,
was.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like the Slough House, the rejected.
Be more like a jail.
I know, but
That's crazy that they exported everyone to Australia that were like prisoners. Troublemakers.
That's crazy.
We can do that as our learning moment today if we want. If you want to, because I want to make sure I'm factually accurate on that. But that is true. They like sent prisoners to Australia. It was an island they couldn't get
That's
off of.
why they talk like that.
I don't know that that's why they talk exactly. I don't know the root of the accent.
Oh.
Eddie, how did you know that?
I said
Nikita.
it.
Nikita told me.
Wait, Amy said it.
yeah, guys, I said it first.
Oh, but I guess I yes and you, and I know
Oh, I
because
like a yes
our
and.
friend Nikita.
I like
Amy,
it.
how did you know that?
I just
History class?
I heard it somewhere and
No, history class doesn't teach me that
Yes.
England sent people to
It-
Not
Australia.
England.
That's-
Australia was a penal island.
it's somewhere.
Penalty, jail.
And if you buy a wine called 19 Crimes, it has the whole story behind it in the bottle.
Do we
Well,
believe
there
that
you
though?
go.
What?
19
Story,
crimes.
you can do anything. I don't know that it's untrue. I never heard of that.
You know what? You're right. I don't know. I don't know if you can believe that.
Well, our learning moment in the second half of this podcast will be Australia and the history of it. Amy, good job bringing that up. Eddie, great job with the yes and.
Yes, and
We love a yes and.
Never heard that in my life.
Yes and?
No, about the Australia being an island where you sent criminals. No clue.
So I think British shows are having a moment. My wife just watched a show called Rivals. Anybody watch Rivals on Hulu? She loved it.
Nope.
It's a British show. I think it's British. They talk funny. I checked out. I was in the middle of something, and she loved it so much that I was like, don't wait on me. So she went ahead and finished the whole season. And I probably now feel like I missed out, but I was in the middle of something and didn't want to hold her up because I'm very selfless like that.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Would you watch that on your own though?
There's a few things I want to watch on my own.
And that's not top priority.
It's not the top priority.
Yeah.
But then I sit down and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch a show I want to watch on my own. I can't remember what it was. And I know I have like 3 of them. And I only remember because whenever I'm like, oh, I want to watch this show, whenever I'm watching something with her. I know it's in
Here's another
Wicked
thought.
Web.
Another thought I had about mom and mum. You guys were talking about that, but I was watching a British show.
Ma'am.
But then I think you said mum.
Yes,
Mom.
they're all the same. But I think ma'am is what she's confusing with mom because in the British show.
Sounded like mom to me.
Yeah,
Because I was watching one, and then the son calls his mom mum, and it's
English.
yes English, and I thought like that's so weird. Like why would you call? But I think that I'm right here.
Learning moment.
That mum is the original mom, and then we changed it to mom.
Well, English is originally from England, and we changed everything.
But why would we not? Why would we just not say mom here?
Well, we have hijacked the English language. It's not even our language.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're absolutely right. Anything they do in English first,
That's the
is
right-
their- yes.
Okay, guys, no, it says no, mom is not the original term for mom.
Huh?
Well, according to Google,
What? I don't know what. No,
mum is not.
I'm just saying anything that we do here, if based on what they did, we changed it because they own English.
Because they are English.
Right. They are England. They own English. Anything we do is derivative of what they've started.
Okay.
So I don't know about the mom thing. I was just saying it sounds like Amy. First I was like, is she saying ma'am?
Yeah.
Or is that like her secret mom? It is ma'am.
Because maybe we should start correcting ourselves a little bit.
Mum is more commonly used in the UK. Like mum is UK, mom is US. We know that.
But also in the U.S. depends where you're from because it's mama and daddy. If you're from Alabama.
That's an accent though. This
Yeah.
is an actual spelling.
But I don't say
But this
mama and daddy.
But this is mum and mom are generally the two universals,
Yeah.
and it's a spelling thing more than an accent thing. And then mom was spelled different, like mama because the accent. The they would spell it different because they said it in the South differently.
Yeah.
I think Ray and Bay call each other
Mom and dad.
mom and daddy.
What?
Each
right,
other?
Ray?
Each other?
No, not anymore. We don't anymore.
Oh, you guys stop doing that?
Why?
Well, I called her Moo Moo, and she didn't like that. And
Sounds
then
like a cow.
she called me Diddy, but then it kind of sounds like
That sounds like
Daddy.
a sex party.
Diddy. Yeah, Diddy got to
You're
drop
going to
that.
jail.
I understand why you
Yeah,
stopped doing
both
that.
sound have gone weird
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Moo Moo
Yeah.
and Diddy.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to Australia in a minute. Okay, where are you? What season? I got
Oh,
lost.
season 2, episode 2. I just finally finished episode 2. I'd started it, gosh, I think last weekend.
I very much recommend it.
Yeah, I very much recommend it as well.
I thought it was a horse show, therefore I did not get into it for a long time. My wife would be like, "Let's watch Slow Horses. I think it's gonna be great." And I was like, I've seen Seabiscuit, and it was fine. It was kind of that thing, like I really wasn't in the mood for horse racing shows.
Sure.
Has nothing to do with the horse. Totally misleading. So that's cool. We played pickleball yesterday afternoon. Fun. Eddie had a lot of promise coming into the league
Like just yesterday or?
in general.
Just in general.
He had a lot of promise. It's been tough. Been a tough run for him though.
I just feel like
Like, what is it that he can't quite get down about pickleball?
It's not what you can and can't get down. It's can you get down.
Get down,
can't
get
hang?
down.
No,
I
he can
feel,
hang. He
I
can-
feel like I started like so like if everyone's running at a pace, I started behind everyone, and the better I get, everyone's getting better in front of me anyway. So like I can never catch up.
You're only a week behind people.
That's not true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? 1 week?
Yeah, we didn't play forever because I hurt myself.
Man, I just feel like you guys are just getting really good now. Like really good. Even from the time I started, you guys are doing way better than me.
We played pickleball. It's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
But do they play more than you?
No, probably
not
not the
really.
same.
Everybody
So
plays
if
that
if
same.
you're only a week behind, if you were to just throw in a few extra days yourself, you'd catch
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Just go to the
but
local
I have to
courts.
do that by myself.
No,
like,
I play with you singles. Like
But then you're getting better. He can't play
Exactly.
with you.
That's my
he
point,
has to play
Amy.
with like somebody else.
Incorrect, because Ross came over and I just trained him on how to beat me. And now he's a lot better because I was like, look, if you want to like move people, this is what I just watch TikTok videos and steal that stuff.
Oh, they say that on TikTok?
They show you all kinds of stuff on TikTok.
Really?
I'm full pickleball algorithm.
You're a pickleball coach.
Yeah, no, not really. I just take it all from TikTok and I learn stuff. And
But Amy, Bobby can like, if he wants to put the ball right there on that corner in that line, he can do it with complete accuracy, which is like
100% of the time.
No.
I'd say 95.
I wouldn't say
Wow.
that high.
That's impressive.
95.
What sucks about pickleball is you can't practice alone.
What about on a wall? Can you do
Could
a wall?
you get one of those
guess. I don't know.
pickleball distributors?
He has one of those.
I have,
Shut up.
and
You
we've
have
never
a
used it.
machine that throws the pickleball
It
at
even
you?
spins it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we set
so
it
you
up.
can practice on your own.
We set it up once. We couldn't quite figure it out. I'll be
So
honest
you
with
gave
you.
up.
Like, we couldn't get it to go over the net and then land in the. I just. 'cause
Well, then return it.
I still have hope we can figure it out one day.
Okay.
But I don't go out there unless other people are playing. Like I'm not. I would. I'm not better than practicing because I tried to set that thing up. I just couldn't. I spent too much time trying to fix the machine. And I was like,
I know, but if you ordered the machine and you have the machine, you should figure out the machine.
I bought a cheap. It was a cheap machine though. So now I'm like,
I could sell it for you on Facebook Marketplace
Oh,
if you
God.
want to get rid of it.
oh,
Right.
God.
Hey, do you guys want to play?
Eddie wants you guys to play so we can beat somebody.
You guys want to play?
You want to play so you can get better.
I'd play you.
Yeah.
Ooh, Morgan, a challenge.
Eddie's like begging people now that
he
Anyone,
really is.
anyone, please.
I like
It's fun.
playing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
There's a
fun.
very high floor, meaning you can get pretty good semi quickly because it's a simple game to learn and be okay at.
Yeah, for my friend's birthday last week, she had a pickleball party. That was like and she was and she's like in her 40s, and it was like probably 7, 8 girls. And I don't
Did
know,
you
I just
play?
thought it was a really good idea. I was there, I was recovering from COVID, so I sat on the sidelines. Plus, I was coming from work and I was dressed and I was late. But I was like, this is a really fun idea. And they were all, it was just, I thought, wow, what a unique 40-something-year-old birthday party. You know?
Yeah, because you can play doubles. And
Yeah.
it can be as hard as you want it to be.
And she had like Prosecco, and it was
That's
fun.
We should
Cake,
do that with
we
a
had cake.
show.
What's prosecco?
Oh.
Wine.
Wine.
Like a sparkling,
I know it's alcohol, but I don't really know what it
like a
is.
champagne similar. Hmm.
We play a lot of singles, and it goes pretty hard. We go pretty hard. It's super competitive, and it's good for me because I like to work out. Like I like to grind through stuff, and it's extreme. It's like a bunch of sprints without feeling like you're doing sprints.
It's so competitive. Bobby beat me 7-0.
I was
Oh, you only played a 7?
well when there are
with
multiple people. We're
singles.
playing tournaments.
Oh,
yes.
gotcha.
So we'll play to 11 if we're playing real matches. But if there's like 6 people there and we're playing like a tournament to get people through, we'll play to 7.
How long was our match?
About 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But Eddie was getting better quickly. And then
I'm still better. I think I'm better at hitting the ball. And just like my strategy. I don't have no strategy.
Do y'all
Like,
follow all the rules? Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
like letting
Oh, yeah.
it bounce.
Oh yeah, I mean yes.
Stay out of
Oh,
the
you had to let
kitchen.
it bounce?
There are rules,
And y'all- yeah.
but sometimes we don't know.
Yes,
We
on
have
the
to-
reserve, when you're serving and they're hitting it back, you have to let it bounce.
Oh, but then any other time you don't
Yeah.
have to let it bounce. Got it.
Correct.
We sometimes will not know the extreme rules and have to look them up on the phone real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty good. I mean, I guess I should know every single. I was watching some on TV the other day. On
Professional?
yeah, because the team that I'm a part owner of, the Texas Ranchers, they were in the MLB Major League MLB playoffs. So I was watching some of that, and
How'd they do?
they made it to the playoffs. I don't think we won the title because I'd have been told. I fell asleep. I watched, and then I fell asleep when like Orlando was playing.
It was late at
I
night.
was in this afternoon.
You fell asleep.
I'd like to say it was cool and it was at 11. I think I just fell asleep. But anyway, we loved it. It's fun. And I put out the rankings every week in our league. Okay. Oh, you know who's good is George Burge.
He's good at everything.
Yeah, I think I saw that in your rankings.
He went to Westwood High School in Austin, where we all were together for many, many years. He was the #1 tennis player in the city
Really?
in high school. Won the city championship.
Wasn't
at Westwood.
Amy at one point the best? tennis player?
1992.
Yep.
I think she was 8.
1992 Baby Acapulco tournament, first place. Andy Roddick was also at the same tournament. He was playing in the boys while I was in the
course.
girls. But still, could you imagine if I kept going? I think that was when I threw in the towel. I don't know what happened, but
When
I
you
didn't really.
won, why would you throw in the
I
towel?
don't
quit
know.
on top.
I think I just. I don't know.
She
I
went
think
out
I
Seinfeld
was
style.
Yep.
done with tennis, and my parents didn't make me keep going.
Too easy for you. You want a challenge.
No, honestly, I don't even know how I won, guys. But I did. Y'all seen the trophy. It's for real.
We can appreciate someone that sees a challenge, conquers it, and moves on with life.
Right.
Baby Acapulco's, man. That place is
That
awesome.
was a good place.
That was the dad, the guy that owned the restaurant. He
Mexican
put on the
restaurant, right?
tournament.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Purple margaritas.
Mm-hmm. And my trophy is purple and gold.
Dude, those purples were
They
dangerous.
gave a kid a trophy of the same color as the margaritas.
Because baby Acapulco, I think is just like a maybe
was
they
their-
like
was their
the
whole
color
thing
purple.
Was their whole like brand
Well,
purple?
I mean, their staple was the purple margarita.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, 8-year-old. Here's the same color as our margarita.
I mean, the 8-year-old didn't know that, but
Yeah.
you know, we all did.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've been playing pickleball. Did that yesterday. My wife and I at exactly 7:00 watched BFFs last night on YouTube. Anybody else watch it? Morgan, did you watch it?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I caught clips.
I watched the beginning. So it started off with Brianna chicken fry in her house by herself and a recorded message. It was like 20 minutes long. And she was just talking about, it seems like from everything that I've been reading, Zach Bryan's a real bad person.
Yeah, did you see the 12 million NDA part?
So yeah.
Wait,
and-
why?
and
Why'd she date him for so long?
They did it for a year.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was extremely abusive, and she talked about how she
Oh,
was.
okay.
She talked about how she didn't even
Okay.
know she was a
Got
victim
it.
of abuse for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that for 100%. Okay.
They offered her $12 million to shut up and not say anything.
Wow.
To sign an NDA.
And she signed it.
No.
Oh,
No,
Obviously
she wouldn't have-
not.
That'd have been the worst signature ever. Signed it and then talked about it.
I would have signed 12 million.
Yeah,
So-
why would you not?
They talked about it and Dave Portnoy was like, there was no way I was going to tell you not to. I would never tell somebody not to take money. It's not my money. But she at one point was going to sign it, but her lawyer. This is all according to the show. But the lawyers for Zach Bryan were being a little dodgy with getting like the contract and stuff up, and she was like, because of that time period that elapsed, and I was like, I don't want the money. And
Good for her.
She said they started.
What do
They
you mean,
offered
good
her
for
like
her?
Good for her, yeah.
yeah, she did it out of
Good for
principle
her.
because she wanted to share she
Yeah.
was abused.
It's not about the money.
Yeah, that's better.
And
they-
she's put it on herself of like, I'll be able to take care of myself, no problem. And yeah, my story can help save other people.
And that's exactly what she said. And she at times was like, she thinks about the other girls
Mm-hmm.
that he had dated that don't say anything. And again, this is their version, their story. So I'm listening to it. And I mean, it was an hour or so. It was great. And I commend her because she did the first thing by herself, recorded. Then she was with Dave and Josh, and they did their show. And they started like 8 or 9 million, and it kept going up. And they were like 8 million plus an apartment in New York, 8 plus. It is wild.
Zach
I
Bryan
fe-
has that much money?
He's selling out football stadiums. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
I mean,
I thought it was
so
pretty
Will-
incredible that she didn't take the money because that's so much money that it's life-changing money for generations.
Yeah. Will this impact him? That sucks.
Will
I mean,
it impact?
It sucks if that
who
it,
knows?
You know, it may not.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. It sucks. It may not.
Will he still play sold out football stadiums? Probably.
Yeah.
And I will also say, and I believe her, but this is her version. I will say again, I do believe her, but I just want to say again, we only heard one side of it. I don't know if I believe the other side of it, but I do believe that.
Well, if you've got someone offering $12 million to stay quiet,
Yeah,
then
no, you're right. At first, they didn't say how much the NDA was. It was over 3 years. She said they were going to pay her 7 figures over 3 years, and they were going to monitor everything she did, social media, podcast, and at the end of 3 years, it would all be paid out in full. And I assumed it was $1 million a year. Just my brain going 3 years, they'll pay $1 million a year. And then Dave was like, "Yeah, they offer you $12 million," and I was like, "Oh my God!" For $12 million, there's stuff you don't want out there.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about it at one point, and she's like, "I don't want this stuff out there because it's embarrassing." This is her saying this. She says it's embarrassing to me. There was one point where he had rented her a house for her birthday, and she talks about all this emotional abuse, and she was very open about things that you could tell were uncomfortable for her to talk about. And that he was like, "Hey, for your birthday, I'm going to rent you this house, bring all your family, whatever." And he was on tour, and he was like, being difficult, like, "I don't even want to come back there for your birthday." Then she was like, "Don't come." And he was like, "I'll come anyway." And he shows up, and she ends up feeling uncomfortable. It's the night before her birthday. They're at this house. She goes to bed. And she wakes up because somebody's screaming, and it's like all of her friends, and they're all like crying, whatever. And apparently I don't know if he was drinking or whatever the case was, just like starts going in on all of them, telling them how much they're losers and they're hanging out with her because she has money, like all of her friends, but it's all recorded on video. And she was like, "I have this. I can release this." She goes, "I don't want to because it's embarrassing for me." And so it was pretty brave of her to, in multiple layers, because it's crazy to think someone offered you all, that's life-changing money for you and your kids, and possibly their kids. And she was like, I don't make that kind of money. So it was very hard for me to say no to that, but I just could not do it. And she even did say there was a time when I was like, I'm taking it. But her lawyers were like, his lawyers were like just kicking the can a little bit for some reason because for whatever reason, I don't know. They were showing text messages and everything, the whole thing.
Okay, I guess we can go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's
Okay.
it's a podcast. It's the BFFs podcast.
Oh.
They were even talking about how they were going to quit the podcast prior to this. They were like, Dave was like, we're done. We were going to be done with this podcast anyway, with all three of them, and it made me really sad for her. So.
Yeah, because I just remember seeing like different clips of them, and I'd been out of the loop, so I didn't know any of this part. That's why I was like, gosh, why was she with him for so long? Because the clips I would see of them, it just goes to show it's a good reminder of like you don't know what's going on because they would look so happy at times, and you know.
Even the breakup part where he put the message on Instagram, she was talking about they had broken up, and he was like, you can control the narrative of the breakup because she's the one that's out and shares her life, and say it whenever you want, whenever it feels comfortable. She was like, I was going to like let all my close people know first before, and then she just woke up and he just like put it on Instagram. At the same time, he had started like a Raya account, which is a dating account.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they talk about that. It was really compelling in that way. It was really great content to consume because it was so compelling because she was so honest and being extremely vulnerable. And it was really cool to see like Dave and Josh like be her friends and be like, F that dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the diss track, which we played, which is hilarious, talking about his STDs.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. We watched that last night. We played pickleball, and then we watched that, and then it takes me like 30 minutes to wind down every night now. My wife doesn't like my wind down.
What's your wind down?
Watching TikTok in the bed.
Oh.
I put AirPods in.
How does that wind you down?
That's what she says. She goes, you're like
Stimulating
on your phone.
yourself.
It's stimulation. I'm like,
Yeah.
My wife has the same wind down.
Exactly.
It's
and I said,
I don't understand it, but
we all don't march to the beat of the same drum.
right.
I know, but most experts would say that's not
Most.
considered a wind
I
down.
would consider myself an expert, and me.
Okay. Yeah,
Who's
you
more
know,
of
you
who's
know,
more of an expert at me than me?
No
you're
one.
right.
Exactly.
You know yourself
Yep.
best,
Exactly.
and you sleep great. So who are we to say
You
anything?
sleep great now, though, right?
Hey, Amy, that was good.
What?
I have no problem getting to sleep ever. So getting to sleep is never my issue.
Okay.
So I think
it's-
that would counter
Sorry.
your
You know
hilarious
yourself-
argument. Yeah, getting to sleep is never an issue. It's staying asleep
Well, and then waking. Yeah, it's the way you wake up.
like this. 3 hours in.
That's true.
It's like I wake up and I'm going down on the roller coaster. You know,
I
that
don't want to
moment when it
make
hits.
light of your.
You should because it's hilarious.
No,
No, that's not
it's
funny.
actually
man.
pretty serious.
I read a thing though. If I just eat toast with honey before I go to bed, all that goes away.
That's it.
Where'd you read that?
I don't remember.
TikTok.
But somebody was like, it was talking about, and I screwed with my wife on this because she reads a lot about like cortisol and I call it cortisone just to mess with her. I'm like, my cortisone is just not good today.
Oh, is that not the same thing?
No, cortisone is a cream.
Yeah, cortisol.
Is your stress
it's your
hormone.
stress
Yeah,
hormone.
yeah. One of them's for like eczema or something.
Or it's like a mosquito
it's-
I'm
bite.
like, my cortisone's killing me last night.
What about that tea I got you? Have you tried the tea, the sleepy time tea?
I did that years ago.
Didn't work.
Mine is more of a fundamental.
Yeah, he can get to sleep, Eddie.
Yeah, I can
No,
fall-
but when
I
he
can
wakes
fall
up from the
asleep.
roller coaster, get the little tea.
Maybe if you put honey in the tea.
Right?
Oh, that may be the key.
Is it the honey or the toast? Like which is it?
It's got to be the honey.
I
It's
think
not the
it's
toast.
the honey.
Yeah.
But I also, I don't even know what I read. Like it was like fix your cortisol. It wasn't even about waking up. It was just cortisol levels in general. I put a thing of honey beside my bed when I go to sleep every night.
Yes.
I'm freaking
Pooh Bear.
poop. Yes.
Oh, honey.
I just wake up and I'll have some honey.
Christopher Robin.
Oh, man. Amy, do you want your bet for the week, by the way?
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
give
I
you
do.
that. We're up $90 or
Yes!
like $95. What?
It says here, yes, honey and toast can help you sleep.
It's probably the same thing Bobby saw, though.
Yeah.
Honey
Bobby's an
provides
expert.
a steady supply of glycogen. Am I saying that right?
That sounds right.
Glycogen, a
Glucose.
type of glucose stored in the muscles and liver.
Uh-huh.
I think that,
It also
can-
has tryptophan.
which is
Helps you sleep.
the
Drowsy.
turkey Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I think everybody's different. I think mine comes from an anxiety I don't think I ever actually realized. more than just like an imbalance of hormones, a general imbalance of hormones.
I know, but we got to remember that thing I got you for your brain. What if that would change everything?
I would love it. I would love for
Have
something
it
to change
gone.
everything. I
I
think in
know.
my mind, though, I have to accept that nothing is going to be a change everything, that it's got to be a fundamental, extremely slow shift of changing how I do anything. Because there's not going to be a magic
Sure.
pill or shock.
What if it's
If you could just shock my balls once really hard and it changed me, I'd do it. Sign me up.
they do that.
Your balls?
Yeah, like the worst possible place, like shock
What
my
in the
balls.
No,
world?
there's some place off Charlotte that'll
They shock your balls.
They do ball shocking?
Like if that were back
sign me
in
up
like
for
the
that.
60s or whatever, like they would experiment
Well, that's
on
your
people.
head, though,
No, I
not-
know, but I'm saying like even worse would be like on your balls. And I would
I
say
don't
if there
want that.
was like a magic, like take a pill, swallow at the same time, I'm gonna shock you in the balls and you'll be fixed. I'll do it.
Yeah, I guess so. One time.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Like I want to go every Wednesday. I dread it. Wednesday morning, I wake up. Oh god, I gotta go to the ball shocking today.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Ugh.
Amy, you want your bet?
Yeah,
Let me pull up mine.
hit me
DraftKings.
with it.
I already know what it is. So if you go over to the Tennessee Mississippi State game,
Yes.
you're gonna take.
Hold on, I got to pull up.
Well, you just said give it to you, and then you
okay,
told me
I was
hold
going to write
on.
it down, but I might as well just pull up DraftKings
Amen.
and do it live.
Amen. You got it. We'll do it live.
We're doing it live. Hold on. I love the security. Every time I have to log in
Get
with
your
my
code.
face.
Get your code.
This is good because I
Yeah.
feel this is double
Get your
protection.
code. Double protection. You won't get the same feel. But
I'm
you'll-
in.
Okay.
Give me the game.
I got you on that one. It's funny.
I feel like a lot of things I say just kind of get.
No, I hear it.
Oh,
and
no,
to all the
same.
listeners that like reach out and I say these little secrets, they're like, "Oh, we heard that joke and nobody got it." I was like,
Whatever.
I appreciate that.
I feel the same way about my stuff.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm sure everyone does.
I feel like sometimes I say things and I'm like, well, that was lost.
But we probably heard it though.
No, I don't think you did.
Okay. You're gonna take Tennessee
Tennessee.
minus 24.5, and you're gonna put $100 on it.
I'm finding the game.
It's Tennessee and Mississippi State in Knoxville.
6 o'clock.
I got it. I'm taking which one?
Tennessee minus 24.5,
Okay.
$100.
See, minus 24.5. I'm wagering 100. Look how much I've grown. I used to have to give you my phone to do this, and now I'm basically a DraftKings expert. Place bet $100. My total payout, if I win, will be $190.90.
And you're up $95 right now. So
Correct.
So if we lose this one, we'll be back to pretty much even. We don't want to lose it. I feel pretty good. I just put 500 on it just to we're
Done.
we're riding together.
All right, and I still have money in the bank.
Amy, do you want to ask what Eddie thinks about that bet?
No, I don't want to hear anything from anybody else.
Got it, girl.
Okay. I did have an opinion on that bet.
I'd like to hear it.
I think it's a terrible bet.
Okay, Amy, feel great about it. man.
Okay.
Feel great. A couple other things before we get to Australia.
Come on.
And I have 3 things I made a note for. Number 1, I found a place in town that has the absolute greatest orange juice.
Really? Fresh squeeze?
It's so I don't know if it's so fresh or I don't think they're putting anything in it. I think it's just I think they're
What do you
maybe
mean?
even growing the oranges in the place is how good it is. There's a place called Elegy in town. I don't know that I've ever even been inside of it. I only order it from Uber Eats. Maybe I've been in once. You ever been there?
Yeah, they have great coffee.
Dude, the orange juice, I chuck myself in the balls for it.
Oh my. Again.
For a whole tank of it. Everything now is me shocking my balls. It's the greatest. I ordered it by accident like 2 weeks ago. I had another one today. It's the greatest orange juice. Orange juice is fine. It's good even.
Does it have pulp?
Slight, but not really. I think you could go and never taste the pulp. I think if you wanted to, you could taste a little pulp.
Okay.
It says it's fresh squeezed, house-made orange juice.
It is. This is not an ad because again, I might have been there once. It's the best orange juice. Now my stomach doesn't always do great with citrus, like extreme citrus. I'll chug that thing. Anyway, it's real good. So I made a note about the greatest orange juice I've ever had because I have a whole list of the greatest things. Greatest place I had lunch. Greatest place I had dinner. Greatest. That's the best orange juice I've ever had.
Okay.
Is at Elegy in town here in Nashville. I like to shout out Morgan because I gave Morgan I got a key to my office, and I guess I need it in case I come up here and I can't. It's locked or something. I don't know. And so I said, can anybody put a key on a keychain? I don't have fingernails, so I'm bad at separating the keys. You know what I mean? Like separating that thing to put the keys on.
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm the worst at that.
And you don't have nails really, so.
Yeah, I'm the worst at that. If there's something I'm really lacking a skill in is putting keys on keychains.
That's
And then
unfortunate.
She then tells me how I have too many keys on my keychain. I'm basically a janitor. I did not realize that this was too many keys. And I started to think, what are even these keys?
Oh, you don't know?
I don't think so. I got some that are like have like little red on them, so it must be something.
Oh, it's a key. I'm sure it's something. You
And
know?
there must be a reason it's
It
like
goes to
Every
somewhere.
day, how many do you use? Do you think?
none.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah,
not,
then
not
you
a,
need a
not a single
separate-
key.
You need like a separate one that you for the things you use every day, and then one that's
Okay, I know what one of them is. This one is to a storage unit I just got. You know why I know that? It says storage on it.
It's got a label.
Okay. I think one's a house key. I know one's an office key. That's all I got. I don't have a car key because I have the thing where you just sit in the car and it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the deal. Morgan, thank you for putting that on.
you're welcome.
It did take a little longer than we anticipated.
It did because there were so many keys in such a small ring.
Okay, see. And she kept blaming the keys when it was a human error.
Part human, part key ring.
Okay, so let's take a quick break here. If you're watching us live, there is no break really. But if you listen to the podcast, take a quick break and we'll come back. Okay, 2 things before we get to Australia. So this is a baseball here. This, if you're watching on video and you can see this, where can people watch this video if they're not watching live, which they can watch live now in many places, but where can they watch this?
They can watch it back on YouTube or Facebook.
So it does live on YouTube after it's done?
Yep, and on the Facebook feed.
On the Buy Bouncer channel, you can watch this. So this is a baseball that I got Scott Stapp from Creed to sign. Now, my idea was I was going to get a bunch of artists to sign it. Baseballs, put them in this little shelf I have, and then sell them to auction them off for St. Jude. As one whole thing, I think that would be really cool to get a whole cabinet full of artist-signed baseballs. And so auction off for St. Jude, and that would be cool. And so I have a box of baseballs here. I'm an idiot. So this is a baseball that's empty. And we had Parmalee up here, and you'll hear that interview coming up in the days, and I was going to get Parmalee to all sign a ball. I handed them Scott Stapp ball. Yeah. So now I have a Scott Stapp and Parmalee signed ball, all in the same ball.
Yeah.
Kind of hate that about me.
But you should just keep adding to it from.
I'll just keep this one as the Scott Stapp Parmalee ball.
Okay.
And then I'll just start with the other ones. But I saw the empty ball sitting there as they were signing this one, and Mike was like, wrong ball, wrong ball, wrong ball. And then I didn't just want to like have the drummer only from Parmalee sign with Scott Stapp.
Right.
So I was like, oh, well, I didn't even say anything to them. So this is a Scott Stapp and Parmalee signed baseball. Scott Stapp from Creed and Parmalee.
I mean, it's
Probably
definitely
a one
of
of
a kind.
one.
Yeah, one of a kind for sure.
Maybe if we get them to a song together, it'd be worth more.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
They do really good
I
collabs.
love you, just the arms wide open. So I'm going to put that in the shelf. And so when an artist comes, I will keep the empty ball to my left.
Smart.
Man, I was a little deflated because I wanted 2, and I wanted my collection to be
Right.
a little more robust than it is just one. But I'm going to leave it all up here. And the door stays locked, right, Scuba? So no one's going to steal it?
Yeah, it's not only is it locked, but it's actually on your phone. We have like a digital key card, so it's not even a key, and I've only given access to a certain number of people.
I don't have whatever that is.
It's on your phone. I made you as one of the people that should have it.
I didn't download anything. I mean,
Oh, so if you
it's
haven't-
probably on me for not downloading something. But what about
Yes.
this thing here, though? This great beeper.
That one is a temporary key fob just to get into the building.
Temporary?
Yeah, because then eventually they're going to switch full on to the app on your phone, so you should probably download that soon.
Like a terrible idea.
But you have access, and this door locks at noon, and it locks throughout the whole weekend.
Okay. So I do need to download something.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I can show you.
Okay. You guys want to learn about Australia?
Please.
Yeah.
We're going to get all or most of this from AI.
Perfect.
Criminals sent to Australia were primarily from Britain and Ireland, most being English. About 70% of convicts that were sent to Australia were English. 5% were Scottish. Orange juice. Whew. 25% were Irish. The convict ratio, male to female, 75% were male, 25% were female. I wonder if they separated those. And also I wonder, I'm going to learn about this in a second, if they just sent them over and there was like a port and it's like, you're on criminal island and go create your own life.
Yeah.
Or
But there
was
was
like
like
they're
more
like jails.
structure.
Yeah. The British actually sent convicts to Australia to relieve overcrowding in their prisons after the American Revolution ended in 1783. The British could no longer send convicts to the American colonies after the Revolution, so they sent them to Australia.
Whoa. So before, though, they would send them to the Americas?
Some.
Yeesh.
Other reasons for sending convicts to Australia, Britain wanted to establish a colony in the southern continent to prevent the French from expanding, so they were putting people there to also squat. If there's somebody there, nobody else can come and take it.
You know what this makes me feel like, or think of? The districts in Hunger Games. Like that Australia was like maybe District 3, because it says that they were primarily used as forced labor to build roads and railroads, and there was military enforcing them. Like they were labor.
Yeah, they basically built that country.
That's crazy.
Like they're like, here's your island, go build where you're gonna live, but really we want to use it for later.
You're talking about Australia?
Are you talking about
Australia.
Hunger Games?
I'm talking about Australia, but Hunger Games, the island, that would be like one of the districts, and like you're like, hey, you have to build this district up.
So no one was in Australia other than the natives?
The military.
Natives.
Okay.
We call them Australians.
No, like the native.
Yeah, native Australians. I have no idea, dude.
Yeah,
I think
don't
there are
either.
people living there.
Yeah.
But what's actually native? Even Native Americans weren't native to America. They came from. Everybody's been migrant forever. So you could find the most native and then go, and they actually moved there from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a tricky question, like what was a native? Because I don't think anybody actually knows what was truly native, because everything has been so migrant.
Yeah, it's a big question. Because we go way back. You can go way back in history to try to find that out.
All the
You
way
can't
back to the
figure
50s.
No.
They would sometimes chain them together.
They do that. I saw guys out yesterday mowing and weed eating.
Chained?
No, I thought they were at first because they're all in orange jumpsuits and they were perfectly positioned, like within 3 or 4 yards from each other, perfect gaps, and they weren't. But I thought they were.
They weren't prisoners?
No, they were prisoners. They weren't chained though.
Oh, they were.
But they were so
prisoners.
perfectly gapped. I was like, look at the discipline in those guys.
Wow.
I thought at first they were. Thank God they weren't.
I mean, Amy, they chain you together when you go to jail now, just to go walk in the courtroom.
I know, but they'd be chained while they're working.
Oh,
like building infrastructure is
gotcha.
chained.
That's
but
tough.
if you had good behavior, you could work independently.
The name Australia was suggested by English explorer Matthew Flinders, who was the first to circumnavigate the continent in 1803, so he went all the way around Australia. Terra Australis was used by a publication of his map and book. The name Australia was officially adopted in 1824. In 1901, the 6 colonies of Australia federated to form the Commonwealth of Australia. Australia is also known by the names of Oz, Down Under, the Lucky Country, the Sunburnt Country, and the Wide Brown Land.
Never heard the wide brown land.
The Wide Brown Land?
Is that what you said? The wide brown land?
Yeah, I don't know if I said the white. I did.
The
yeah,
wide.
The wide. But yes, so they sent prisoners there. Can we see if they were like? Did they have to build their own? Were there prisons, or do they just they just land at a port and it's like you
Let it
now
rip.
work here and live here? Or were there actual like housing centers they put them in once they got to Australia? But that's interesting because now it's so Western. I mean, it's basically America. I've been there. They're nicer. They drive on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, they do?
Or we do. But Britain sent criminals to Australia for punishment. Man, what if you didn't do it? Because it wasn't like that.
Oh,
DNA.
man, that
Right.
sucks.
All of a sudden,
Right.
you're on a ship in the water,
That's tough.
having to go to the wide down country or whatever it's called.
Yeah, wide.
And you appeal your conviction, and they got to ship you back.
The wide brown.
The wide.
The wide brown country.
Also, your nickname on the pickleball court. Don't hit it to the wide brown country. That guy covers
That's
some
me.
court.
That's me.
Conditions for convicts were often harsh. On board the ships known as hulks, convicts were often overcrowded. Yeah, I would imagine if it's prison boats, it's not like they're putting a lot of care into the human element. Living conditions were unsanitary and disease-ridden. In the female factories, which they called them, living conditions were also poor, with overcrowding, poor sanitation, and widespread disease. Convicts could gain limited freedom through a ticket of leave or a conditional pardon. So there must have been courts over there too. Imagine you're a judge and that's where you have to go
Oh.
be
That's
a
it,
judge.
yeah.
Ugh. Most convicts stayed in Australia after their sentences were served, and some became successful settlers. So I guess there were parts of Australia that you could just now be free. I'm probably like the West, like here. Like they would just give you some land. Just move to Oregon and we'll give you 400 acres.
Wow.
So Australia, you're now free. You've served your time. Go settle this place. Huh? You ever been there, Amy? Australia?
Nope, never been.
It is a long flight.
No, I want to go, but
It is a long flight.
there's a lot of places I want to go. So
I wonder what the longest flight is from here, because Australia's like California, and you keep going. Europe's like New York, and you keep going.
Yeah, the other way.
The longest flight from the United States, Singapore Airlines from JFK to China. Singapore Changi Airport. I'm going to say that. 18 hours and 50 minutes.
Oof.
The flight requires 4 pilots to operate due to its length and duration.
wow.
That is all I hear is dehydration.
Yeah.
I fly to freaking Raleigh and I'm like, I need water. I'm dehydrated.
I hear leg cramps.
Yeah. Blood clots.
That's why you should wear compression socks.
That's why you got to get up and walk up and down the plane.
I never get the cramps. I get dehydrated. Bad.
You don't drink water?
I try, but if I go to sleep, just drink like a bottle of water an hour.
Oh.
But try to go to sleep and then wake up and drink 4 bottles because you've been asleep for 4 hours. Stomach can't handle it. Okay, so do we feel good about our general learning of Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Why it existed? Okay, boom.
I feel like I'm ready for trivia.
What do you
Not
know?
now, but like just in case that were to ever come up if I'm playing a game. Not here, just in life.
I mean, what would come up?
I don't know. Like,
Australia trivia. Australia was originally a prison to what country?
Yeah, so that's England,
England.
Ireland, and
Ireland and
Scotland.
England would have been accepted. 75% are English. I'd probably been looking for that answer.
That's cool. I learned that. I didn't know that.
were they chained together? Yes.
Oh, I didn't say that officially, but I'll take
know,
that.
but I'm-
so, yeah.
I'm just thinking of the questions I should get.
And then after they served
I
their
could get.
time, they were like, "Go settle this
Why-
land."
Why? Not only were they so they weren't just sent there as prisoners. What was the other motivation for putting prisoners on that island?
Infrastructure, build it.
To keep the French
Labor.
out.
Settling, yes, to keep the French from settling and taking over that land. Yeah. And why did they choose Australia to send criminals?
It was far away.
No,
No.
I
because it
can't
was the
remember.
wide brown land.
Not you're not inaccurate about the term, but that is inaccurate to the answer to the question.
Okay.
Oh, probably because they couldn't escape because there's nowhere to go.
Why did they choose Australia to send them? I didn't even ask that question, but why did they send them to Australia? They ran out of space in America. Remember they sent them to
Oh, they
America?
ran out of
They
space.
ran out of space in America.
That's right.
They couldn't send any more. I'm sure there was space.
Yeah, that's a lot of space.
All right, cool.
And that's the Americas, right? Not like America, not like U.S.
No, I think it's here because it was after the revolution.
Oh, okay.
I think specifically it was here.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's a lot of room.
Yeah. So we have original Australians here from like revolutionary times?
No,
That's
they
crazy.
would
I
have
didn't know
been.
No, they'd have
from
been English.
English
So
or
yes.
Irish.
Oh,
Remember they were
English.
They
sent
weren't
to,
sent.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Not that there aren't original Australians here, but not for that reason.
Got it.
Because they.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do some voicemails, and we'll get close to closing up shop. Let's see. Ray, give me number 3.
Hey, Bobby. Eddie is always complaining that you guys are calling him old and all that, but the way he says window and wheel sounds like he was born in 1942.
What do I say? Window?
And is that an old person thing? Window and wheel?
What's window?
Window.
He thinks you put a.
I do? Like when I say whistle?
I don't think you say. I don't think you say it like that.
I think it's a South Texas thing because my dad talked like that.
Really?
But also, my
I
dad
don't
was
hear
born
that.
in 1941.
No, but
There you go. That's why.
it's more of a regional thing than an age thing.
Get
is
your
what you're
paper.
saying. But I'm not, guys, FYI, I'm not that much older. Like, I am 1 year older than Bobby, 2 years older than Amy and Lunchbox.
But I don't understand why you're getting mad at us. He
But
said
it's
it.
a different
He said it.
decade.
We didn't
It's a
say
different
anything.
decade.
You're old, dude.
Because he's saying that I get annoyed because you guys call me old. Well,
And then he gave
Because-
something that he felt you do that's older.
but I don't say whistle or wheel or window.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I don't even hear the TV sometimes. Closed caption used to be like a fun thing for only British.
Now you need
Now
it.
it's like I don't hear. Sometimes it'll say like dog barks in background, phone call, somebody, and I don't hear any of that. And I'm literally using closed caption like
Right.
it's supposed to be used as a deaf person, or I would miss context of the show.
Yes.
The question is, why do women date older guys? And
Money.
this is from an article. And I feel like sometimes they do these articles and they're like, we spent a bunch of money on research to ask why people drink water. And it turns out looks like they were thirsty. And you're like, wow, you spent money to do that research, huh? And so here's the one. Women date older men because they have careers, better homes, and better manners.
Boom.
Why else would you purposefully date somebody older? Now, you could date somebody that happened to be older that you had like sensibilities with, like.
Right.
But if you're going to purposefully date an older guy, it's for the things that someone older provides.
I mean, but
It
we
doesn't have to be
all
money.
provide that across the board as we get older. You would think that we've progressed upward, not only emotionally, financially, spiritually.
I don't understand your point. Though.
I mean, like a younger man could date an older woman for the same.
But it wasn't about that. It's just about young women and guys.
No, but I know it just sort of alludes.
It wasn't
to
an equal
that.
rights article, no.
Okay.
That's probably another article.
I just
equal
think
rights.
the goal would be the older you get, the wiser you get, the more,
But that's not always true.
No, I think I'm way dumber in some ways.
No, you've had a lot of growth.
In some areas, yeah. But of course, they have better careers, better homes, better manners.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
probably could've
but
not-
sometimes,
not
you go
written that article.
backwards. Ebb and flow.
Okay.
What did you just say?
Ebb.
You don't know ebb and flow?
I thought it was ebb.
It is ebb and flow.
Oh.
It is ebb and flow.
It's not even flow?
No, that's Pearl Jam song.
Yeah.
Even
Then
flow.
No, we use ebb and
Ebb
flow.
and flow, ups and downs.
Oh.
I believe is what that is referred. I mean, I know what it means,
Yeah.
but I believe ebb and
Ebbs
flow would be an
and
up and a
flows.
down.
Yeah.
The goods, the bads, the ups,
That's
the
cool.
downs, the ebbs, the flows.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Y'all are, who are y'all all with younger women?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
By
Yeah.
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, my wife's 2 months younger than me.
Okay.
Nice.
What about Mike D over there?
Yeah, younger, 3 years.
Okay. Lunchbox?
My wife is, well, how old is she'll be? She's
You don't have
two,
to say her age, just how old. Like,
I mean, 2.5 years. I
you're
guess.
older?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's only like organic age. I feel my wife's much older than I am in a lot of ways, and maturity.
Wiser, yeah.
And women, I think, mature a lot
Faster, which is probably why we're attracted to
Emotional
older
age.
men, because y'all have now finally matured.
up.
It takes us
Yeah.
forever.
Yes.
Got
so
back to
they're-
even.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like think about it. If Caitlin were to date someone her age, you'd probably be so
He'd be 19.
immature. Ew.
She's not really 19.
We know
think
that.
everybody- yeah, yeah.
We know that.
Ray, give me voicemail 4.
I need business advice. I own a small business. I've been in business for 2 years. So I recently hired a social media manager. The social media manager got mad at me. Her exact words were upset and disrespected because I won a giveaway on Instagram from another social media manager and a photographer, and they were going to do content and should do headshots for me. She made me feel very guilty about all of this, although we never had anything written in contract about a non-compete. Did I do something wrong here? This is my first time working with a social media manager. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just wanted some help. Anyway, thanks for listening. I love the show.
Thank you. Here's my advice. If you're paying somebody money and they're making you feel like garbage, I wouldn't pay them money anymore. Like that's the simple solution for a situation that doesn't even have to be a social media manager, unless their job is to make you feel like garbage or make you feel great. Like if it's to give you actual critique and feedback on something that you're paying them to do, that is not the case here. It feels like somebody's insecure, and it feels like they feel threatened. Therefore, they are reacting in this way. And if this were happening with me, I would no longer hire them. So without having the full context of the story, somebody making you feel guilty, if I ain't related to them, I ain't gonna be around them anymore. Guilt is not something I'm gonna take from people that I don't care about, or that I'm just professional with. So not a relationship that I would stay in. Unless you hire somebody as, like, let's say, a consultant that's supposed to tell you if you do something good or something bad.
Right.
That's different.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's different. That's complete. But that doesn't seem like the case here. Her exact words: she's upset and disrespected. Okay. I pay you.
Mhm.
I'm upset. I have to pay you money, and I feel disrespected.
Boom.
Then I'm paying you money, so I will no longer do that. It doesn't seem like a healthy relationship, but in the end, I feel like this person is probably threatened. She said, I think said she.
Yeah, it feels threatened or something.
It's threatened.
Mhm.
It's because somebody's doing a version of what she does, and maybe she feels like you being a part of that is threatening what she's doing with you. So her reaction wasn't the best. You could talk about it and say, I wouldn't say, what did I do wrong? because you are not the person doing anything wrong. I would just say, hey, why do you feel this way? And if, we're spending too much time on that, but yeah, I would not work. They would not work for me anymore if that were the case. Let's see. I think that's going to be it.
Why is there money on the wall?
We'll probably got to shoot a promo or something. Do you want to show the wall?
It's making me
Yeah, it's for
uneasy.
a video, Eddie.
Why?
I don't know. Just all the money's been falling for like 10 minutes now.
All the money even went on DraftKings.
It's a lot of money.
Get ready to go get it. You guys have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday's show. All right. That's it. Goodbye, everybody.